Kevin Nash in WCW in 1996 is getting brought up on TV with LA Knight all of a sudden. Funny stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I thought it was. I never really picked up on that from Kevin back when he first said it. I was more glued to what was going on. But I mean, what are we now besides being wrestlers slash superstars slash professional entertainers? We're English professors. Great, terrific. Maybe they should have, they had the genius, they had the dean. Maybe they should have the professor.
Yeah, and not Mike Tenay either, the professor, like the wrestler professor. Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah.
Nash said, "Come on, I grew up in Detroit. I mean, sometimes the verbs and the adjectives they just go all together. It gets all confusing."
I would not advise anybody that isn't uh, a graduate of Harvard Law, Oxford University, Cambridge in England, like Oxford, to go against Kevin Nash in a one-on-one debate.
Right. Nash is a pretty savvy, smart guy. It's
Yeah,
funny though because LA Knight said that, and it was because Nash at first said that he is a Rock ripoff. He tries to be like Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's just copying the Attitude Era, and sure, that's working for him now, and that's getting him over. But I guess LA Knight kind of took that to heart. He didn't like kind of being called a Rock ripoff and stuff like that. So that was the clap back, if you will. LA Knight making fun of the adjective line.
yeah, and I don't blame L.A. Knight, and I think he did the right thing to light a fire under Kevin's ass because now Kevin will start watching this L.A.'s shit and see that he was wrong and push him that much harder. I mean, the guy got over again, I believe, organically. I mean, they had him managing a group at one time like they were the village people, right?
Yes.
The personal wardrobe buyers, whatever their name was. That's how far in the shithole he was, right?
Yep.
He wasn't even wrestling. He was managing the personal buyers, right?
Yes.
Look what he's doing now. Congratulations, my man. Keep going. Keep knocking Nash too, because he's got a lot of views. So it's going to
If
help.
if you go back, it's funny. I've looked this up too. Could play be an adjective? And it can be. So I was just kind of just joking, looking that up. But it's funny because he says that in his first debut promo in '96. The adjective play, where the big boys play, he obviously meant verb. So LA Knight says that and kind of makes it a joke and pokes fun at that. The crowd doesn't kind of respond, I guess, maybe the way that he kind of thought they would. I think it went over a lot of people's heads. That's
I
my
think it.
take.
I think it did on two things. I don't think, and I was there that night, right? I was more looking at the visual than the audio.
Yep.
And I don't know if I was bright enough to realize he misused it. And, but I think that LA Knight is such a entertaining force right now that he's made chicken salad out of a chicken shit statement, right? And
Yep.
I don't mean chicken shit statement afraid. A statement that nobody knew. It didn't get over, but it got over with the guy that he intended it to get over. I think that was a direct letter to Kevin, and
Yes.
Kevin bought into it. Good for you, LA.
I agree. Maybe not even for the fans, because obviously went over the fans' head. Maybe it's just a direct shot at Nash, and obviously Triple H probably was laughing too. I mean, obviously he's Nash's boy, it's Nash's buddy, but in Nash's response, he was pretending, obviously, that he called Triple H and that he talked to him, and he said, you know what Triple H told me was that him and LA Knight are far apart on contract negotiations, that he's not necessarily resigning as of yet. They're too far apart on money because Triple H wants to sign him to a Legends deal under a nostalgia contract because he's ripping off all the old guys. That was Nash's like retort, which is pretty
Yeah,
funny.
yeah, it's a great retort. I mean, come on, that's what we just said. You don't want to go to a wall with words unless maybe it's a contrived way to get LA Knight more views through Nash, and maybe Nash has something to do with it. I wouldn't put anything past Kevin.